Hi everyone, welcome to more Equine's video tutorial on the distal limb bandage. To start, let's go over some of the things that you'll need to do your bandage. So the first thing you'll need are any of these three items that the arrows are pointing out here. These are the materials that are best to put directly against the wound or skin and consist of plain clean gauze, a curity pad, or a telfa pad. I tend to use curity pads for wounds that are discharging quite a lot of material since they provide a little more absorptive effect. I also like telfa pads though, since they provide non-adhesive surfaces for wounds and do not pull away any healthy tissue like gauze or a curity pad might when you take the bandage off. Remember when using telfa pads to always leave the shiny side against the skin to achieve this effect, as the other side of the pad is not non-adhesive. Remember to always put on a clean pair of gloves before applying this layer. You can take them off for the outer layers of the bandage, but are important to wear for this layer in the interest of keeping the wound as clean as possible. Next, you'll need your second layer of white cling to hold your contact layer in place. After this comes the padding layer of white cotton. For your pressure layer, you'll need brown burn gauze. The last things you'll need to finish your bandage are some vet wrap and light plast. So to start your bandage, keep your contact layer as clean as possible and avoid touching the side that will go against your horse's skin if you can. It's helpful to overlap your second layer of white cling over top of your contact layer before you start wrapping to help the contact layer stay in a better position. Your white cling layer is simply to hold the contact layer in place and only needs to be applied with light tension. After this comes your padding layer. This is an important layer because if you're bandaging with the intent of applying pressure to the limb, you should never do so without first placing a padding layer. Putting a tension layer on the leg without a padding layer at first can act as a tourniquet and cause damage to the limb. Next is your brown burn gauze layer. This is your tension layer and can be applied with quite a bit of pressure. This is a layer that will help you decrease any swelling of the limb that you're trying to get out of it. A good rule of thumb for tightness is 1 to 2 fingers should be able to fit in between the wraps. Any more and it's too loose, any less and it's too tight. The brown gauze should extend to just below the extent of the white cotton on top and bottom and should avoid being ended at the coronary band. This is to prevent an elastic band effect on the most bottom tissues and creating swelling in that area. You'll also notice that I've been wrapping in what is considered the right direction and what a lot of you probably learned in Pony Club. Believe it or not, studies have actually been done that show as long as your bandaging technique is good, your bandage will work the same no matter which direction you wrap in. Vet wrap is your second last layer and serves as a protective and holding layer. You want to cover the same area as your brown gauze, basically just below and just above where the white cotton extends to, and be careful not to place this layer too tight. It can be easy to do this because it is stretchy, but a good rule for this layer is to stretch it just enough to take the waffle pattern out of the material. You'll also notice me pulling the vet wrap down after every wrap. This is to get the wrinkles out of it. Lastly, use light plast to cover the top and bottom of your bandage to keep it from slipping and dirt from getting in the ends. Again, the light plast layer should not be too tight either, and a good trick is to pull it out to get it off the roll and simply place it on the leg. It's also helpful with the distal limb bandages to wrap around the heel bulbs. When you are finished, your bandage should extend from just below the knee to the end of the leg.
Beautiful, good job. Oh. That's how you get taken out by the horse. Maybe we can splice that.